Definitely see it. Definitely see it. Definitely see it. Now, we know this top teams. I've talked about that. Will gave us the ones that could come out and potentially be the sleepers. Now let's go to the bottom half. You look at it in Arkansas. You look at Kentucky, Auburn, Mississippi State. We talked about Missouri. These guys, okay, we know most likely what to expect. Obviously, Missouri lost the talent that they've had over the couple years, but those other ones have been struggling for some time. Is there any one of those teams that maybe steals some wins? I'm not even going to sit here and say, I got my eyes on Auburn. I like what Auburn's done, but is there any of those teams that could potentially come up, have a winning season, or make some noise later on in the season?
All right, I like where you went with that. I wasn't sure when you started with this question if I was going to have to be breaking down Arkansas because I wasn't prepared to talk about that dumpster fire.
I coupled them together.
But yes, there are two teams, and because he's one of EK's boys, I'll start with him. I mean, we've mentioned it as a team that could sneak up, but you gotta love, if you've had a chance to watch the Netflix special, you're gonna be a cheerleader for Vanderbilt and Clark Lee and the culture that he's building. And the fact that he's got a quarterback that's in his second year. He's not going to sneak up on anyone. He's got a bunch of starters returning on defense, players that have been into his program. And again, I keep preaching that this year about like continuity. I think that's definitely going to help. And of the players that they brought in, offensive linemen and wide receivers, you got to think they saw, and I can only speak of this as a school that culture is one of their selling parts. They saw what he was building and said, I want to be part of that. So I definitely think that Vandy is hitting that James Franklin era of, hey, they're not a bad team anymore. They ain't the pushover. You're still going to beat them more times than you lose to them, but you got to be ready to play. They're not the, hey, here we go, get your red shirts, starters, the guys who are going to be redshirting for the year, that you're getting some playing time in this game. That's not that school anymore. And then the other one is going to be Missouri. And it's actually kind of funny, like South Carolina and Missouri have started to become rivals, and for weird reasons. Some of it has to do with their coach, though. Eli Drinkwitz talks a lot of smack, and he talks a lot of it during the week of, but he can coach. He's flat out shown that he could jump from App State to Power 5 and do really, really well. The thing is, he's got so many new players, and this is where you just don't know with this team. They've got the guy, I can't even pronounce his last name, but the quarterback from Penn State that transferred before the playoffs began, their backup quarterback. That's his start. Okay. Prabhu, there you go. I can't say it.
Hey, Alex, that's why I said Bo. I tried to help the guy out. Then you do that.
Yeah, they got Bo. And then offense and defense, he's just got a whole litany of new players on there. So you just don't know about this team, but he's a really good coach. And by the end of the season, I would imagine they're looking at that. He'll probably have them bowl eligible. So those would be two schools that I think may surprise some people.
What do you guys think?
Yeah, I'll hop in. I like Auburn this year. I like they've gone and grabbed as many quarterbacks as they can to try and be like, okay, one of you is going to work. I still think there's potential with Jackson Arnold. I think it was not the right system in Oklahoma. I think he would have fared a lot better with this OC this year and Arbuckle being there. But I like what they've got going in Auburn. They've slowly been building. I think a little slower than people would have liked. But I think they're kind of sitting in that 20 to 25, or like just outside the top 25 by season's end.
And they have to. I mean, this is it for Huford. So this is a make or break year. And he's got a lot of people coming back on defense. So maybe that can help him. Let him tinker with the offense.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Any of those teams press you?
I love what Will said about Vandy.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I don't know that, I love Clark Lee. I think he should be there for life. I think from what I know and what I saw in my time as having him as a coach, he, fundamentally his teams are sound. They are well coached. They are smart. I don't know how he's going to do getting talent. That wasn't necessarily his forte, even when he was with us. He wasn't a dog on the trail. But if you get guys to fit your scheme, if they can be 6-6 each year, that's an amazing Vanderbilt team.
Yes.
So I agree from that sense. Just maybe not as high hype as not you, but others. I expect Mizzou to take a bit of a drop. Will made a great point. Bowl eligible would be a good year. I'm really intrigued by Arkansas. Yeah, and I don't know what exactly it is. Pittman's a good line coach. They have some really interesting talent there. They have a quarterback that I would say is not that dissimilar from. He's not as good, but he's not that dissimilar from a guy up in South Carolina. Like, it's a guy who can make plays, and he could very well win games on his own accord. So, am I predicting them to win the SEC? Not a chance. But could I see them being a 7-win team? Absolutely. I could also see them being a 2-win team. But I really like Taylor Green. I really like a lot of the players they have returning. I think Pittman has proven to be a good line coach in the past that will only complement what's going on with Taylor Green. But he very well could be gone before Venables. So we'll see.
I think that prediction would come true. But like you said, he's a good line coach. I don't know if anyone saw him being a head coach.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's also, maybe that's why I'm rooting for him, is like, he doesn't fit the mold, but he loves being the Arkansas coach. And maybe it's just that I just really want to see him do well, except for 1 week this year. I want him to get trounced. But other than that, yeah.
Oh, yeah.